talk a little bit about why I make hollow bricks and cubes. Of course, porcelain cubes, they're beautiful to draw on, black and white, this sparkling white of porcelain. And I think it's kind of nice that they sit on a table instead of being something that you put on a wall, which 2 dimensions has to find a home on the wall. So they also, when I put them together with tar paper, it's like I have these, like a tablet full of paper, but in this case it's pieces out of porcelain that keep perfectly for me for sometimes months until I'm ready to use them, whatever the occasion. So now in this case, it's birds and bugs on this porcelain piece. And coming up, I might do some pieces with bats. I've been doing bats because of the coronavirus. And I like to make a bunch ahead of time, leave them in the tar paper for a while with carefully wrapped up in plastic. They keep for me better than bread keeps in a sub-zero freezer. This piece was inspired by Carol Guthrow's trip to Italy. She sent back pictures of a fabulous cathedral, and it had a Jesus Christ that was reaching down from the heavens to console the masses after having been killed on the cross. Down below, all the little people are terrified and startling away from the apparition of goodness. So this is a hollow brick, one side you see, and it looks like those hands are mistreating both the dog and the human. The right hand is teasing a dog with a biscuit because the dog can't get to it. And then the other hand has a thumb stuck in the woman's eye. My goodness. The piece is about 12 inches long. The side has skeletons and a woman tumbling down, and you notice a crack up at in the center top. But I don't worry about that. So now and then porcelain will crack. Sometimes you have a really beautiful crack, and this one is a tolerable crack. I was experimenting here with a new black. It's kind of glossy and metallic, and I've used it in other places. So one nice thing about having these bricks is that you can test out some new glaze or engobe or overglaze technique in a small area and then move on to something big. As you can see in these blocks. These are big, wow, 15 inches tall blocks. They're like giant hollow bricks with lots of color. And in order to make each one of them, I did a whole lot of tests on small cubes. So here's an example for you. Here's a big block, one of the big ones, and it has the painting on here that I took, everything is very slow for me. So I was experimenting for decades, trying to get this really intense color, but painterly, so that I would be able to paint and have all of my lovely lines show and the colors show just the way I put it down on a surface that's not shiny. So you know, you might have this dream of a certain kind of color, and you move towards it. You actually don't necessarily know exactly what you're after. Um, and in the little cubes, you can try and try and try again and write little notes underneath. What did I do here? And decide what to do next. And in the end, come up with, in this case, I actually did manage to come up with the color and painting that I wanted. It probably took me 40 years to do this. Then on the side or of this block are some glaze tests. Now it's true I do enjoy making experiments. Here are some of the cubes, the little cubes that I painted on while working towards the big blocks. Here in black and white, and then brilliant color. And so I've got straight up drawing, black and white, color that I can paint on top of, and brilliant glazes, that blue glaze, just for pure sheets of fabulous ceramic color. Because I don't know that any other medium can compete with ceramics for the variety and splendor of the color. Here are some other little cubes where you see the blue glaze, and then above is the a glaze that I've devised, and that's rather like Majolica because I can draw and paint on top of it. But it's not, it's a cone 6 kind of thing. And this is the glaze that I used to paint this brick. The one that I tried out on the tiny cube and perfected. Then I used it on the bricks and in other sculptures. When I'm not two-dimensional, I do go three-dimensional. Now I have a full palette. I've got the color, the line, I've got shiny, not shiny, anything I could ever want, I now have. So that was another brick using the same glaze, overglaze technique. This is the top of that brick. And here we have a last brick. It's a long ship. It pulls the wind of the ocean in, and as it breathes out, it scuds forward in on top of the ocean. It is a living boat that lives for color and brilliant color. Bye-bye.